Welcome back. Tisha here, and we are back to have a little discussion with my YouTube family. I don't really know where I'm going with this. While at work, I'm currently at work, on lunch, I was given an article from one of my coworkers that watches me from time to time, and she knows that I watch Sister Wives, and she basically let me know, based on this article, that the family has already had a private funeral service for Garrison, which I love the fact that they were able to do this without everyone being immediately privy to it. But I'm having mixed feelings. One thing I'm going to always do is keep it honest with you all. If you disagree with me, feel free to put it down below in the comment section. I ask that we do as we have been doing, which is remain respectful of one another's opinions. I'm struggling because Mykelti has come to her Patreon letting people know a little bit about what's going on. She has every right to do so. It's her brother. The same way I'm talking about him, so can she. I guess my troubles is I kind of want her to lay low just a little bit longer so that she can really process her emotions, because I feel like grief comes in such a way that sometimes you think that you're doing better than you really are. And because you do what I call busy things, because I've been there and I've done it myself, there's a time where you're working so hard to do busy things so that you don't feel some of the pain, that it slams you. And I don't want her to get the slam. But I'm going to read a little bit of this, give my little comments here and there. It's not a long article. As I said before, I want us to remain respectful of the family during this time, because this is a tragic loss. It was completely unexpected, and it was not of a natural cause. Now, the family hasn't come out and said that, but we know via certain articles, there's someone on YouTube who even read the full police report. This was tragic. And I want us to keep that in mind as we're talking about the members of this family and how they decide to grieve. So this article says, Mykelti Brown says Garrison's funeral brought their family together for the first time in years. Based on that statement alone, I'm thinking that, with the exception of Garrison, because he's no longer physically here, that everyone, that means all the wives, all the children, all the grandchildren, everyone was in this one place at this specific time. And if that is true, I think that is awesome that they were able to reunite, even if it was just for this moment. I hate the circumstances of it. I really do. Let's continue to read. Courtesy of her Instagram, as well as her Patreon, Mykelti Brown detailed the impact of her late brother Garrison Brown's death. This is via Mykelti. I was in Flagstaff last week with my husband and all of my family. It was for obvious reasons. My brother passed away. Mykelti, 27, shared a video uploaded to her Patreon subscribers on Tuesday, March 12th. I quote, "It sucked a lot. I'm a bright side kind of person, and I always like to look at the bright side of everything. The bright side of his passing is that he is obviously no longer in pain or hurting or sad, because he's in a better place." I completely understand what she's saying. However, the people are going to end up butchering her in her comment section, because they're already butchering her online about that statement. You can't tell someone how to mourn. If Mykelti's way in mourning is to look on the bright side, then allow Mykelti to look on the bright side. There is no easy way to deal with death. And at this point, I feel like there's no right or wrong way, because different things work for different people. Mykelti went on to say that the other bright side is that her whole family was together for the first time in years to celebrate Garrison's life. He was laid to rest on, they're believing, Saturday, March 9th. Don't quote me on that, but that's what the belief is. I think that ultimately, obviously, Garrison would have been happy by that, Mykelti added. So she's saying the fact that the entire family was together would have made Garrison happy. And given some of the last statements that they said he made to production, I think that that would be true, because we saw on the show that one of the things that Garrison requested from his father was that they work things out so they can be together as a family. The thing I know about Garrison is he wouldn't have wanted us all to stop living our life and stop doing what we needed to do and what we want to do. Mykelti went on to say that they have other plans to honor him within the next couple of months, including a Brown family reunion. I would assume that some of this is going to be filmed. My hopes is that we as viewers don't condemn the family if they choose to show some of this. Part of the problem is with suicide, you never know all of the reasons why someone feels that they have to finalize things. I have a cousin that attempted before, and looking back on some of the discussions we had way back then, even though my cousin was surrounded by us, my cousin still felt alone. My cousin still had pain. My cousin was getting help, but it wasn't enough. And thank God my cousin was not successful in what happened and has lived on to have a family and everything. But it could so easily happen to one of us that I hope that if they do decide to film this, and I'm sorry if I'm all over the place, this is what happens when I don't take notes. I hope that if they decide to film this, that they show us the good of Garrison. Remind us of the good things. Respect the family and their pain. If they don't need to have a camera in their face while they're having those bad days. They don't need to have a camera in their face when they're having some really, really heartfelt moments. Honor Garrison by showing the good of Garrison. We don't need to see any of it, really. I can understand why they will want to show it. I think that viewers need to decide whether or not they're willing to watch it or not. I think that it's more than okay if people decide that they no longer want to watch the show. I have some viewers who have of my channel who have let me know that they'll still support me, but they're not going to be able to watch the Sister Wives content. I can't get mad at that. I completely understand. Me personally, I know that I'm going to watch. I'm hoping that they respect this young man's legacy, though. I really want them to make sure that they work on healing together as a family. I really want them to make sure that they're checking on Gabe, because knowing what Gabe saw, that's a whole nother thing that they're going to have to deal with. And I just hope that they really do unite, as I've said before. The article continues to talk about how on March 5th, they confirmed that Garrison passed at the age of 25 from an apparent unaliving. He was found by his brother Gabriel before officers responded was a self-inflicted gunshot wound. We hear about the statement. Garrison, along with Mykelti, were two of Cody and Janelle's 6 kids. They are the parents of Logan, 29, Hunter, 27, Gabe, 22, Savannah, 19. Cody is also father of 12 children. I'm going to add Garrison, 25, because even though he's passed, he's still one of their kids. Mykelti concluded her statement Mykelti candidly said, "It sucks dealing with the death of a loved one before asking fans not to ask about Garrison. I think most recently, most of us have all pretty much agreed that none of our life is private, really," she said. "But this is ours. This is private. I appreciate you guys all tons. Thank you for going through this with me. Thank you for being there." And in the clip that I saw, she was crying while she was talking about this, which is part of the reason why I said in the beginning of the video that I kind of want her to take a step back a little bit. I understand that the Patreon is her way of connecting with the fans. I understand that that also might be a part of her livelihood because she does get paid off of it. But I want her to make sure that she's also putting her mental health ahead of finances, because finances will be here regardless, but your mental matters more than that. If you are someone you know is struggling or in crisis, help is available. Call or text 988 or chat at 988lifeline.org. And I'll leave some other stuff below as I have in some previous videos. You all let me know what you think about this situation. Do you think that Mykelti should take some time before she resumes recording on Patreon? Because she said that they will be back on, I don't remember if it's this Wednesday or next Wednesday. But even in the video that she did, she was already struggling some. So I don't know what her rewatching old videos is going to do, because I don't know where she is on her rewatch, but I don't know what that's going to do in terms of her mental. Thank you so much for listening. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time.